Good to go? Hello, bonjour. My name is Stephen Brown, and I'm the CEO of the National Council of Canadian Muslims. This is a historic day for Canada. We're glad to see our country join the global majority towards the announcement of an upcoming formal recognition of the Palestinian sovereignty in September. We will never stop recognizing the right of Palestinian people to exist and their right to a sovereign state where they can govern themselves, set their own future, and their inalienable right to self-determination. There can be no delays towards recognizing this inalienable right. That right will never be subject to condition. This decision is more than symbolic. It is a small step in the right direction and the recognition that sovereignty is essential to the survival and dignity of all people, which, of course, includes the Palestinian people. In the face of the government of Israel's ongoing atrocities, this act of recognition affirms the belief and the relief of long-term peace cannot come without Palestinian self-determination. We appreciate Minister Carney, Prime Minister Carney, and Minister Anand for working towards this important and critical step, and we appreciate their ongoing dialogue and partnership towards working positively towards a Canada that welcomes and stands consistently for human rights. But we cannot lose sight of the present reality. Israel is still starving and shooting Palestinians to death, and most notably children. Canadians across this country are bewildered by Israel's unrelenting atrocities. As Prime Minister Carney observed, for hundreds and thousands of Canadians, these atrocities are not mediated by distance. Israel has bombed, maimed, starved, and brutalized their families in a manner that is truly beyond words. We are cautiously optimistic that the step taken today is a great step in the right direction. Many Canadians are desperately trying to get their loved ones out, spending thousands of dollars for basic goods like flour. Some have emptied their savings in an attempt to secure safe passage for a single relative. This is not an abstract foreign policy issue. It is a domestic emergency for communities across Canada. In 2025, no one can claim to be unaware of the footage of Israel slaughtering and starving the Palestinian people. Not in this world that is saturated with media and surveillance. Somehow, we have not been able to, as a global community, put an end to Israel's campaign of mass starvation broadcast live for all of us to see. We all saw it coming, and now it's here. And we often speak about the dehumanization of Palestinian people, but our collective failure to stop this tragedy from happening is also alienating us from our own humanity. Canada's announcement signals a step in the right direction to recognize that the Palestinian people exist. At the same time, this is not the end point. Israel's entirely manufacturing famine is only its latest atrocity to signal that Palestinians need control over their borders and resources. Their survival, their human flourishing, should not depend on the whims of occupying powers or a fractured aid system. As Canada has asserted today, the Palestinian people require sovereignty, not mere sympathy. And let's not forget that this is also not just about Palestine. It's also about the credibility of international law. Canada has long benefited from the global order it helped build after the Second World War, one that is now under sharp strain. Just a few months ago, the Trump administration threatened the sovereignty of Greenland, Palestine, and even Canada. Our own Prime Minister was dismissed as the governor of the 51st state. That was a warning about the fragility of sovereignty in this era of impunity. We cannot allow the international system we depend on to collapse as we watch people starve to death. To protect Canada's future, we must defend the principles that protect all nations, large and small. So we are pleased to see today's shift. We recognize the leadership of Prime Minister Carney, Minister Anand, and the many members of civil society, from unions, community organizers, business leaders, and millions of Canadians who have pushed for this moment. Canada is no stranger to holding a leading role in the global stage. It will always be remembered not merely for what it said, but also what it did. And right now, the window for continued action is fast closing. Between now and September, Israel can easily maintain or escalate its current rate of killing, maiming, and starvation. As this government knows, Palestinian Canadians, and indeed all Canadians, spanning all demographics, want to see the full weight of diplomatic pressure applied on Israel such that it allows food, aid, and water into Gaza right now. and a complete stop to Israel's monstrous tactics of obstruction and delay. Canada has taken an important step in our history, and what matters now is what follows from it. Recognition must lead to immediate relief and long-term justice in the region. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now start with the question period. We'll start in the room, and if there's anyone online that have a question, please use the raise hand function. Go ahead in the room first.
Since the Prime Minister's announcement, rejected his statement calling it the new position reward for Hamas that harms efforts to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza. I wonder if you have any comments on that position.
Yeah, well, recognizing Palestinian statehood has nothing to do about rewarding Hamas. This is about acknowledging that Palestinians have a legitimate right to have agency over their own lives. The alternate to recognizing their own agency is permanent occupation and displacement. So this is about making sure that Palestinians have the ability to ensure peace for themselves, right? This has nothing to do with the government. Yeah.
As a follow-up, what are you looking for in terms of reactions from the other parties in the House? Obviously, the Liberal government has outlined a position here. What are you looking for from the other major parties in the House in terms of a response to today's development?
Well, we look forward to a positive response from all members of Canadian society, whether it's civil society or all sectors of our country. I mean, as Canadians, we fundamentally believe in the rights of all people to self-determination, sovereignty, to be able to govern themselves. And right now, we all see what's happening in Gaza. I mean, everybody has seen millions of people are starving. In the 21st century, on live TV, they can't access food by going fishing off the coast. They can't get bread, they can't get flour. We cannot allow people in the 21st century to die by the thousands of starvation when this is an entirely man-made, manufactured famine. So as Canadians who have taken a leading role in upholding international law and human dignity across the world, it would only be normal to see everybody support this.
Vous pensez que le gouvernement fédéral aurait dû, plutôt que de demander des conditions à l'autorité palestinienne, peut-être faire comme le Royaume-Uni et de demander des conditions à Israël?
Je pense que ce qu'on voit le gouvernement faire, mais je pense que si on regarde les commentaires du Premier ministre, c'est sûr qu'il a dit que le Canada va reconnaître l'État de Palestine, peu importe ce que le gouvernement d'Israël fait ou le Hamas fait. Mais nous autres, ce qu'on reconnaît, c'est le Canada, pendant longtemps, a dit que il veut voir deux États qui vivent en paix un à côté de l'autre. Le fait que le gouvernement prend une action concrète vers cette réalité, c'est vraiment une étape dans la bonne direction. Ouais.
Parler de concret, justement, vous avez dit dans votre discours d'ouverture que ce n'était pas seulement un geste symbolique. Mais par exemple, il y a une condition qu'on doit tenir des élections générales en 2026 en Palestine. Ça présente des défis logistiques énormes. Est-ce que vous trouvez ça réaliste? Est-ce que, pour aller au-delà du symbolique, est-ce que vous pensez vraiment qu'il peut y avoir une débouchée concrète à une exigence comme ça? Tenir des élections à Gaza en ce moment, c'est absolument impossible.
Non, tenir des élections maintenant à Gaza, même avoir de la nourriture à Gaza maintenant, c'est impossible. La question de comment on va avancer tangiblement en créant un État de droit démocratique, c'est sûr qu'il va y avoir des challenges. Mais à la fin de la journée, nous autres, comme Canada, qui est un pays démocratique, qui veut voir la règle de droit, je pense que c'est une bonne premier pas. Et de voir comment, en réalité, ça va s'appliquer sur le terrain, je pense que le monde entier va devoir mettre la main à la pâte pour aider le peuple palestinien, puis pour rebâtir la bande de Gaza, pour leur aider à avancer vers une démocratie, à leur aider à avancer vers une situation de paix durable et permanente. Mais la réalité, c'est que dans le 21e siècle, on ne peut pas continuer de simplement faire des demandes vides que, s'il vous plaît, est-ce qu'on peut arrêter de continuer une famine qui va tuer des centaines de milliers de personnes. Dire concrètement, que le Canada dit concrètement que les Palestiniens devraient avoir le droit de contrôler leurs frontières pour qu'ils peuvent décider d'aller pêcher, de faire entrer de la farine, c'est la bonne chose à faire. Et pour ça, on salue le gouvernement.
Merci. Nous avons une question en ligne. Catherine, you can go ahead.
Hi there. Thank you for your time today. Your organization took issue with the Prime Minister saying a Palestinian state must be Zionist. I'm wondering if you can share, if you can explain the issue with this and how does today's announcement fit with your concerns about that?
Well, I think one thing that's important to note is that the Prime Minister's office did release a communique short after clarifying the remarks. But the important thing here is to see that Canada has taken a tangible step towards recognizing the state of Palestine. Right now, we see that millions of Palestinians are starving. There's an increase of violence, not just against Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, but also in the West Bank. And we look forward to working with the government to ensure that this actually moves forward in a positive direction, and working to make sure that Palestinians have all the support they need internationally in order to realize their right to self-determination.
Thank you. And you also mentioned that while the decision is a step in the right direction, it's not the end point. And I'm wondering, what exactly would you like to see happen next?
That right now, the trucks are let in and people stop starving. That babies can get formula, that pregnant women can get bread, that people that are dying of preventable diseases can get antibiotics and medicines, that people don't have to undergo amputations without anesthesia, that doctors can get lunch so that they have the energy to operate on people. They have a port on the Mediterranean Sea. There's no reason why right now we can start saving millions of people.
What exactly will the council do? You say that you look forward to working with the government to make sure that this moves forward in a positive way. What will the council be doing to make sure this moves forward?
Well, there's thousands of Palestinian Canadians that live across the country. And there are lots of aid organizations in Canada. I mean, Muslim Canadians and Canadians of all stripes have raised hundreds of millions of dollars. There are trucks waiting at the border to be served. So as Canadians, we aren't even asking the government, right, to provide aid. Even if the government didn't do it, we would do it ourselves. So we are making sure, we are taking our own responsibility to make sure that there is food, there is water. We have done our part. The trucks are waiting. If they need help, if they need assistance, we are there to help. So we have sent the message to the government consistently that if the families of Palestinian Canadians need a place to stay, we will house them. If they need help getting back, we will help them. If they need food, we will help them. I personally know many friends of mine that are going broke, spending thousands of dollars buying bags of flour for their families. So we are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that millions of people don't starve. All we need is a little bit of help from the Canadian government, from the international community, saying, open the borders, let the food in.
Catherine, do you have any other questions?
No, that's all right. Thank you so much.
Perfect. This will conclude the press conference. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Was that the...